What's up guys, Dr. McDangles back here with another video, and this is the NHL Franchise Mode series with the Nebraska Bucks as we are here in the playoffs for the 2027-2028 season. If you guys actually did miss the last episode, I'll drop a card in the top right hand corner right now so you guys can check up on that and see how exactly we got to this point, because it happened guys. Back-to-back President's Trophy winners. And we are here now in the playoffs against the St. Louis Blues, which they gave us a little bit of a tough time last year, so definitely going to be an interesting time around here for the rematch. But let's first take a look at the St. Louis Blues lineup and see what they've got going for them this year. I know they had a pretty tough team last year, and it looks like they're coming back with an even tougher lineup here. Top two lines: Tarasenko, Aho, Kostin, Madrepine, Nolan Patrick, and Robert Thomas. So that's a pretty deadly top two pairs right there. Checking out their defense. Defense is still a little weak. Travis Sanheim and Vince Dunn, their top two. And between the pipes, I know last year they didn't have great goaltending, and this year, still not that great. Philip Grubauer, 81, with Caden Primo between the pipes for backup duties. But who knows with our team, guys? It's just right now the one thing I'm really concerned about is the goaltender change of overall. Not the goaltender change necessarily, but the change in overall is going to be interesting, because all of our lines honestly are super deep. We got Saishian back to get that +3 on the fourth line, which is great, but between the pipes, Carter Hart went from an 87 to an 82 this year, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do in these playoffs, and if anything, we can make Tucker Tynan our starter in these playoffs. So let's hop into it here. I know our AHL squad also made the playoffs, which is good for them because they won the Calder Cup last year. So first period, Sim Suzuki on the board first, 1-0 after the second. Owen Tippett chips in a goal, so we're up 2-0 here, being heavily outshot against these St. Louis Blues. So it's just a matter of holding on here and seeing if we can win game number one of this first round series with under 10 minutes to play. Coming back in shots, which is kind of crazy, but as long as Carter Hart can keep them off the board for 2 goals, make that 3, Suzuki burying there, so there's no way we end up losing this game. And Carter Hart off to a good start, getting a shutout here in game number one, as he is first star of the game. 33 shots as well in a shutout effort is pretty impressive, with Suzuki and Lautner getting the second and third stars respectively. So game two going to be a big one here. Let's take a look as well as at the other playoff series. Vancouver, Edmonton, and Minnesota up in their series. So gonna be interesting here to see what happens in those other series and who we're gonna end up possibly facing if we can get through round one. As the first period goes by, Richie, Tippett, Janssen, and Tippett again on the goals. And just when I say that, the St. Louis Blues come back in the second and tie that game up with 3 goals of their own, but Janssen comes back on Primu, getting us back on the board. Man, this is a back and forth game. We own the first, the Blues own the second, and who is going to take advantage here in the third? It looks like we are as of yet, but with 5 minutes left to play, can we hold on for the win here in game number 2? We are able to do so. A high-scoring affair. Not the best showing from either goaltender in this game, as Janssen, Tippett, and Heinen get the 3 stars of the game. So a quick 2-0 series lead here on the St. Louis Blues, which honestly is no surprise since we are the number 1 team in the playoffs, number 1 team in the NHL. We definitely need to keep up the pressure here in this series if we want a chance to get the sweep. So it's all basically comes down to game number 3 here. Byfield and Scheifele on the goals. Scheifele on the third goal as well. So we're up 3-0. We'll quick sim the third, and Tartukin and Byfield. So Scheifele and Byfield each with 2-goal games. Who gets the first star? It's going to be Byfield because he had 2 hits as well. Carter Hart gets his second shutout of these playoffs. So a good bounce back from Carter Hart and the team in general after that big back and forth game of game number 2. But chance here at the sweep. It looks like the Wild also have a chance at the sweep. All other series in the East are going to game 4 with a 2-1 series lead for each respective team. But here we are, guys, game 4 in our first round series. And it looks like the AHL team is going the distance to possibly Game 5 as St. Louis takes the early 1-0 lead. Second period goes by. Suzuki is going to get us on the board for the tying goal, and we are here in the third, but Robert Thomas buries one on Tucker Tynan as Hart is actually not in the net this game, unfortunately, which is, I don't know if he got pulled or if he might have gotten injured here this game, which kind of sucks, but Janssen gets us all square here against the St. Louis Blues as we head into the dying minutes of this third period, and it looks like we are going to overtime, guys. So let's go ahead, hop into this one, and watch the simulation. The big defensive zone draw here as Byfield looks to win it. Can he do so? He ties up. Puck is in the middle still, but the Blues unable to bury as Roslovic with a dangerous turnover. We're coming down here with Sprong with a shot. Oh, that was a decent rebound chance shot, but Roslovic unable to get there as he just mauled somebody cutting up through the neutral zone. Nolan Patrick with it. He's going to turn it over. And here come the Bucks. Down the wing, looking for a chance backdoor. I don't know who that was trying to feed it backdoor, but what a nice little break up there by the Blues as they also get a chance. It's Rasmus Sandin. That's a weird number, number 40, but hey, we'll take it as Roslovic through the neutral zone. Nice move, finds Sprong. Sprong with a nice move as well, looking for the Toei pull shot, but blocked on the play as the Blues looking to get this up through the zone. They're going to be below the goal line with the puck. Got to watch out for in front. But a nice poke there by Jackson Tavares as Saitian in the zone. He gets absolutely destroyed on the play there. And the Blues, again, looking to break this puck out. It's been pretty much a stalemate here so far in this overtime period as Tavares looks to move this puck through the zone. Blues with it now. No one's backdoor, so we can step. Tavares with a nice little turnover, and he headbands to Ritchie. Up through the zone, he finds Tartukin. Trying to find Ritchie below the goal line. He has it. Out to Tavares. Shifley through the slot. There it is. Ritchie. Decent rebound opportunity, and here come the Blues back the other way. Puck turned over. Vasalainen also loses that, but falls to Tavares. He looks to get into the zone, but that is also given away, and the Blues, it's a turnover fest here, but they somehow get in the zone. Backdoor, up in the air, but Carter Hart with the big save, and here come the Bucks. Through the zone. Is this Lautner with it? I think it is. Shot from the point is blocked from Tippett as Lautner trying to get this thing through. Volchenkov holds up, finds Tippett. Tippett looking for somebody, but no one's open. 2 minutes left to go here in this first period of overtime, as this is a largely stalemated period as the Blues trying to hold on and send this to a Game 5 as the Bucks, we look to end this series as a massive hit there below the goal line, and the Blues still with possession. Shot from the point, but Carter Hart able to track that thing well, and Ahonen is going to headman to Tippett. Tippett finds Shifley. Shifley trying to get through, but unable to do so, as the Blues, with Tarasenko below their goal line, finds Norris. He finds Kempe. Kempe through the neutral zone. He's trying to get past one. Nice poke there by Lautner as he headmans to Tippett. Tippett going to take a bump, but Janssen on it. Through the goal line, or not through the goal line, but into the front of the net. I'm not too sure who that was in front. That might have been Suzuki on the play, but the Blues offsides here with a minute left to go in overtime. Offensive zone draw here with our third line out there. Can Byfield win this thing for a quick shot? He ties up. Roslovic finds the man backdoor. I thought that was it, but a nice tie-up by the defender as Dedanov up through the zone. Looking to get something going. Finds the far point. Ooh, that could be it. Big save there from Carter Hart. Gets behind him, but not in the net as Sprong finds Roslovic. And somehow we go offside. So big chances for each team at both ends, but the goalie's coming up big. Overtime number 2 here, guys, as we look to end this series against these pesky Blues as Tippett, he's actually going to turn that over in the offensive zone, in the Blues headman with Aho. He finds Vince Dunn, who's stepping up in the play, but Lautner with a turnover. He's going to find Tippett. Tippett finds Shifley to end this thing, and Shifley able to get that past Grubauer, and we win Series number 1, round 1 of these NHL playoffs. And man, what a nice little play there. I'm so happy Tippett was able to find Scheifele cutting through, and anytime you have one of your top players on a breakaway, you have a good chance of burying that thing in the back of the net. But series number 1 done and dusted as we go through the handshake line. But let's hop back into the simulation here and get into round number 2. So winning our first series here against the St. Louis Blues, we want to hop down actually to the AHL squad as they go to game number 5 here against the Utica Comets. Are they going to be able to get through them? They are able to do so. So I thought there for a second that we were in trouble of losing the chance for the back-to-back Calder Cup. But here we are, guys. We're waiting on a few series to finish up as Game 7 between Vancouver and the Calgary Flames goes the distance. AHL team loses the first game against the Binghamton Devils as game number 2. They're able to win, so they tie up that series, and we actually have a meeting here with the Minnesota Wild for the second straight year. Both teams coming in hot into these playoffs. We were 10-0, the Wild were 9-1, so this is going to be an absolute crazy series. Before we even get into the series, again, let's take a look here at our opponent's lineup to see how good they actually are. And I mean, last year, I'm pretty sure it either went the distance or went to game number 4, or game number 6, I should say. Where are the Minnesota Wild? I'm drawing a blank. There they are. Man, they are actually kind of stacked here with all 3 lines. So first line, Besser, Shaw, and Fiala. Second line, we've got Ehlers, Galchenyuk, and Peruski. Third line, we've got the Palin, Vincent Trocheck, and Tyler Bertuzzi. And then their fourth line's got Tinny Maroon, what a sick name, Scott Arson, and Oliver Moberg. Pretty cool names there. On the back end, they've got a pretty stacked lineup as well. Lindgren, 89 overall. Other than that, I feel like their defense is kind of weak. Let's see what they got between the pipes. And they've got Michael DiPietro, so former Windsor Spitfire pair there with the goaltenders. Pretty cool to see that, but definitely going to be a really tough series as we get into this one against the Minnesota Wild. It really could go either way as the teams in green go after it here. Honestly, could be a rivalry here between us and Minnesota, as I believe they're going to be the closest team to us, I believe, in Nebraska. But no more of that. Let's hop into this series, guys, and see if we can come away with a win here in game number 1. As first period goes by, Wild are up 2-1 here as Maroon able to get them on the board early. Minnesota take the 4-1 lead. We'll quick sim period number 3. I thought that game was done and dusted, but the Bucks find a way to claw themselves back in this thing, and we're gonna hop into another overtime here against the Minnesota Wild. Game number 1 here against the Minnesota Wild as we were down heading into the third 4-1. The boys able to claw their way back and tie this thing as overtime is underway as a big hit there on Brock Besser. Okay, well, that was a quick overtime period. I saw the big hit, maybe get a turnover there, but they were able to find, I don't know if that was Fiala or I don't know who else could have been out there, but big goal there from the Wild. They take game number 1 here. So check out this replay here. Can't really see through the post. That was Fiala on the back door. Carter Hart just not quick enough to get over. So Wild take the 1-0 series lead as our defense were taking a nap there. So let's hop back into the simulation and see if we can bounce back in game number 2. So after taking that big loss there, 5-4 in overtime, I mean, we fought back hard. I was proud of the boys as our AHL team also down in their series. We've got to have a big bounce back game here as we take a look at these other playoff series. We've got the Oilers and Canucks in the other series, and over in the East, we've got the Battle of New York between the Rangers and Islanders. And then we also have the Battle of Florida Panthers and the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres actually able to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, who were one of the best teams in the league all year. So kind of happy to see them out of the playoffs. But here we are, guys, game number 2. This is a massive game that we really need to win here at home. First period sim, we're up 2-1. Scheifele and Tavares on the goals as Arson scores for the Wild. Period number 2 is a stalemate, so we'll slow sim period number 3 here. Up 1 goal, being heavily outshot. I wouldn't say too heavily outshot. It is almost pretty even. as we get down to below 10 minutes here left to play in the third. Power play opportunity for the Bucks goes by. Another power play opportunity is going to go by as well. And Moberg scores for the Minnesota Wild. Are you kidding me? So off to overtime once again here, guys, against the Wild. So let's hop into it, see if we can win. Third straight overtime game here for the Nebraska Bucks. Second in a row here against the Minnesota Wild. As we look to take this one here against them, as we lose the opening draw, and the Wild looking to enter the zone. Lindgren finds his way in. Puck is poked off his stick as Tippett, he's tied up along the boards. Wild with it, trying to get out in front. Big save, big juicy rebound, and our defender unable to pick that up. And the Wild are able to come back in this game and win in overtime once again here at the Cabela's Coliseum. That's an absolute dagger to our hopes of winning this playoff round. Big first save from Carter Hart. Lautner unable to pick up the trash, and the Wild walk out of this thing with a 3-2 win here in overtime. So let's hop back into the sim, see if we can get back in this series. So down 2 in this series, guys, here against the Minnesota Wild. It is a tough hole to climb out of, as at least the AHL squad is tied up in their series 2-2. I think that's going to game 5 here, or no, they go to game 7. But massive game here, game number 3. If we lose this one, a 3-0 series hole is most likely going to be the end of our playoff run. As first period goes by, Ahonen gets the goal on the Wild. Period number 2 goes by, and it is all tied up as Janssen gets one for the Bucks, and Prusik and Pollen get it for the Wild. So we've got a slow sim for period number 3. Shots pretty even. Power play opportunity for the Wild, unable to capitalize, as Daniel Sprong in front of the net is able to shovel one home there past the Wild. Janssen able to bury another goal for his, I think that might be his 5th goal of these playoffs, and Sprong again in front of the net. So we're going to take game number 3 away from home. That is a huge win. Gets us back into this series. We're only down 2-1 now. And Janssen really stepping up. Vasalainen leading the team with 9 points, being straight up 9 assists. So pretty awesome stuff here for that game 3. We got to keep the momentum going here for game number 4 to tie this thing up and send it back home all square. But we got to hop into it first. So period number 1, it's going to be a 1-0 lead here as Tippett able to score on the Wild. Trocheck able to score in front of the net on Carter Hart, as we've got a slow sim to go here for period number 3. Again, shots pretty even. I would say we have the slight advantage in this game, as Scheifele from the goal line able to slide that past DiPietro for the 1-goal lead here. Under 10 minutes left to play in game number 4. Did those 2 losses really wake up the beast, and the Bucks able to get things going as Daniel Sprong gets his 3rd of the playoffs, and we're able to win game number 4 3-1. So massive stuff there. A good bounce back after losing those first 2 games in overtime. Carter Hart first start of the game. Good to see that he is playing well these playoffs. And let's take a look here at the AHL. It looks like it's going to game 7 over there. Janssen leading the way with 7 goals and 2 assists for the Bucks. As we've got the simulation of the AHL, which we'll take a look here in just a second. But game number 5, things all square here at home, in the Wild just owning us on our own ice as Bertuzzi gets them on the board first. Vasalainen and Scheifele, our top line, doing some work, getting us back on top here in this game with shots even going into the 3rd. Are we going to be able to hold on here in this game, or maybe even get an insurance marker here this period to seal the deal in game number 5 and take that 3-2 series lead? Time is running out here on the Wild. Are they going to be able to tie this thing up? They are not, as Scheifele from the half boards snipes one past DiPietro, and we crawl all the way back from down 2-0, winning 3 games in a row, taking a 3-2 series lead. As the AHL squad, let's take a look. Did they win? They are able to win, and they go on to the conference finals. So crazy stuff to see there as we go to game number 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. It looks like every game, every series is going almost the distance. So big game here against the Wild away from home. We have not yet lost on their ice yet this playoff series, and that might have just been the jinx, as we are just kidding, not a jinx. As we're up 3-0 here on the Wild. 17 shots in the first period. Tartukin and Vasilinen on the goals. Period 2 goes by. We're up 4-2 on the Wild, so it's just a matter of holding on here as Daniel Sprong, he's having a crazy good playoff year for us, buries another. Arson gets one back for the Wild, so we still have that 2-goal lead here. Oh boy, Wild get another one. We're only up 5-4 here on the Wild as we are under 10 minutes left to play. Vasilinen gets his hat trick, giving us the 2-goal lead back here in this series, and we are about to head to the Western Conference Finals, guys, for the 4th straight time. So awesome stuff to see. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's the 5th straight time we've been to the conference finals. As a big win there. We win the first game as well in the AHL in overtime, which is awesome to see, as it's just a matter of waiting on our opponent, which is going to be the Edmonton Oilers again here in the playoffs. As man, trying to see here, our AHL boys actually able to do some work as they're up 2-0 over in their series. I want to make sure that they are at full strength with their lineup, make sure no one is out due to injury that should be in the lineup. Let's check their defense. It looks like Angle here. Oh, let's get Haisha in. Why is he not in the lineup? We got to get him in and get him up to this first line. So that's actually better. That gets the +1s there on the majority of those lines. Haisha back into the lineup as they look to continue on and work their way to the Calder Cup. As we've got a big opponent here, and over in the East, we've got the Rangers and Panthers. Rangers in the conference finals for the second time in 2 years, so they are looking to go to the Stanley Cup. But big game, big series here against the Edmonton Oilers. Again, having home ice advantage is always huge, even though we didn't really utilize that in the last series. But here we are, guys. First period coming out strong. Volchenkov and Janssen on the goals. We're actually going up against Ben Bishop, who has won us a Stanley Cup. Vasilinen gets one there as well in the second period, getting a hat trick already. Third period, quick sim. Oilers make a push back, but is just not enough to catch up to the Bucks there as we bust out of the gates buzzing. And I thought Vasilinen had a hat trick. That was Volchenkov who had the 2 goals in the first period. So boys absolutely buzzing here. Oh, Scheifele's injured. Oh, that's not good. Our top centerman is out until May 18th, which that could be the rest of the first round. That is some scary, scary stuff, guys. We're going to have to move this lineup around. Who fits best on the first line? We still get the +3 with Byfield on the second. Roslovic is going to have to fill in as a centerman. And then we're going to have to bring in our boy Kraus into the lineup, who gets the +1 there. So only a +1 on the top line there with Suzuki. But that is what is going to have to be here as, oh man, losing Scheifele. That could be the rest of this conference finals, which would really suck if we could not get him back and make a push here for the Stanley Cup. That could be a huge piece of the puzzle down as first period done and dusted. Janssen and Greenway on the goals. Second period is a stalemate as the Oilers are outshooting us pretty heavily here in this game, but still tied at 1 here in the third period as we look to take this thing in game number 2. We're catching up in shots, so we're actually peppering them right now, but Kubalik able to bury for the Oilers. Might steal this game unless we can get a late goal. Nope, McDavid gets the empty netter, and the Edmonton Oilers are going to win game number 2. So we split the home series one game apiece. Vasilinen leading the way in goals. Let's take a look. The Phantoms actually able to beat the Burnaby Aces there in the next game, and it says Scheifele's back, but I kind of want to let him heal up one game here, just to give him a little bit more of an opportunity so he isn't re-injured. As first period goes by, another 1-all, Anisimov and Janssen on the goals. Period number 2 goes by, Tinkanoff and McDavid on the goal, so a slow sim here once again for period number 3 as Saishian able to bury on Ben Bishop, and the Oilers absolutely outshooting us here in this game, but somehow we've got a 2-goal lead on them as Volchenkov able to bury on Bishop. As we're up 4-2 here on the Oilers. Are they going to find a way to get back in this game, or can we hold on and steal this one as Carter Hart is playing out of his mind here today, and he is actually the one able to steal this game. And I was going to say, if he doesn't get first star of the game, I'd be absolutely shocked. He does get the first star, Tinkanoff and Saishian getting the other stars of the game. So we take the series lead once again, and just in time here, we're going to throw Scheifele back into the lineup, as it looks like the boys down in the AHL are going back to the Calder Cup, which is really cool to see. But back to more important things here in the NHL. We're going to throw our boy Scheifele back into the lineup here and get him back on that first line. 90 overall. We want to make sure we keep that up. He is still technically injured, but we're going to get our lines back to what they were. I want to make sure we get our best players on the ice. Is Tippett actually up to an 88 overall. Really nice to see his development. As we're going to simulate here game number 4. We're up 2-1 here on Edmonton as we take a quick 3-1 lead after the first period. Byfield, Suzuki, and Tartukin on the goals as Pulivari scores for Edmonton. We're able to add on to the lead there as Janssen gets us on the board in the second period. So we're up 4-1 here in the third. We're heavily out shooting the Edmonton Oilers here in this game, and if they find a way to crawl themselves back in this, I'll give them props, because that would be a crazy feat there. But Janssen buries another one there, and we'll just quick sim the rest of that period as that thing is done and dusted. 5-1 thrashing there of the Edmonton Oilers. Had a hard time trying to say that one, but Janssen first star, Vassilainen and Byfield getting the stars of the game. So we're 1 game away here from going back to the Stanley Cup. Owen Tippett's been injured. He's only out until May 22nd, which, is okay. He should be back for the finals if we do make it that far. So we gotta keep up the good work here. We'll throw Krause back into the lineup. He only gets a +1. He gets a +5 actually on that second line, which we're gonna roll with that. Vassilainen getting the +3 on the top line. So that's honestly not a bad little substitution there, if anything. Although I would prefer having, what's his face in the lineup, Owen Tippett. But for a +5 that we're getting, it isn't terrible. So just got to keep on chugging here. I don't want to throw Rudder in. Rudder's down to a 77. That's really not what I expected out of his sim. He's just been dropping in overall, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Let's get Janssen here on this second 3-on-3 pair, which isn't really going to matter all too much because he was already playing center, so we just need to throw Suzuki in there at center. Again, 3-on-3 is not going to matter, but here we are, guys, heading in to game number 5. It's a 3-1 series lead there for the Panthers over in the Eastern Conference as well, so we can send this thing to the Stanley Cup here if we just win this game, as we're off to a 1-0 lead here in the game. Daniel Sprong, man, quick sim there of period number 2. Suzuki on 2 goals, Krause with 2 goals, and we'll slow sim period number 3, guys, and we're up 5-1. So this thing, we're most likely going to win the Western Conference as Byfield burying for 6, Roslovic for 7, and Ben Bishop just an absolute sieve in this game. I was going to say let's hop in and see the trophy presentation, but that game is just done and dusted. We don't even need to hop in. 7-1 win against the Edmonton Oilers, and we beat them once again in the playoffs. So we're off to the Stanley Cup here, guys, against the Florida Panthers, it looks like. So big time series, and we should be getting Tippett back into the lineup here. And I haven't gotten the word back. He does say we can play him in the next game. He's actually going up against his former team here in the Stanley Cup Finals. But we're gonna let the lineup stay as is here in this game, as both Burnaby and the Bucks going for their respective trophies. First period sim. It is 2-2 there as, I forgot to see their lineup. Barkov and Leeson, Scheifele and Volchenkov. Quick sim period number 2, and Sprong, Scheifele, Volchenkov all on the goals. That is a great start to period number 2, as period number 3 starts with a Daniel Sprong goal in front of the net. Barkov getting one back for the Panthers, as another one for the Panthers. So we've got a battle here. 2-goal lead here against Florida in this third period with 5 minutes left to play, as Roslovic able to bury, Taylor Hall able to bury for the Panthers. So they've got a pretty stacked lineup themselves. Ooh, Kiliev scores for the Panthers. 7-6 here. We're able to hold on to a very exciting game 1 of those Stanley Cup Finals, guys. That is crazy. Sprong playing out of his mind. Kuffner out for the AHL. And now let's take a look here at the Florida Panthers. Meant to take a look at the lineup before the series, but it is what it is. It is what it is, but we can see now that top line is sick. Kiliev, Barkov, Taylor Hall. Second line, they've got Huberdeau, Eriksson Ek, and Jean-Gabriel Pageau. They've got Brett Larson, Blake Coleman, and Eli McClellan, Robbie Fabry, Jason Dickinson, and Richard Puka there to fill out their bottom lines. Defense is a little lacking for them. They really only have Aaron Ekblad and Ryan Graves, and that's pretty much it. And that might be their downfall here, as Leonard is their goalie. The backup there, Jose McCammond is their backup. So if we can somehow knock Leonard out of the series, we have a good chance at winning the Stanley Cup. So we're going to simulate up to the next game. I want to give Tippett a chance to get back into the lineup here, because he's been absolutely lighting it up here this playoff series, or playoff year, I should say. So let's get him back in. Let's see if he works on this second line. He only gets the +1, so we'll get him back on the top line for the +3 for both top lines there, which is good to see. And now simulation of game number 2 here, guys, as we are up 1-0 here against the Panthers. I meant to check and see how the AHL team's doing. We'll take a look after this. First period sim, another 2-2 tie. Janssen and Tavares as Eriksson Ek and Barkov for the Panthers. Quick sim period number 2, Byfield, Matheson. So both teams are pretty even here. Shots even, obviously goals are even. And we've got a power play there. Long power play, 5-on-3, not able to capitalize as the Panthers hold on. As we get close to the end of the third period, is there going to be a late steal of game number 2? Or is this thing going to overtime? And it looks like here in these Stanley Cup Finals, we are going to overtime. So let's hop into it here against the Panthers and see if we can come away with a win. Here we are, guys. The start of overtime here in game number 2. Top lines battling at it here to start this thing. And Barkov able to win the draw. He's into the zone dangerously. Gets an early opportunity, but nice bump off there by Ahonen. And we head man here to Tippett. Tippett on it. He finds Scheifele. Nice little tic-tac-toe as Vasalainen, or Tippett found Vasalainen. Vasalainen over to Scheifele. And we're able to end this thing here quick in game number 2, taking a massive 2-0 series lead here in the Stanley Cup Finals, as we see the replay once again. Nice little tic-tac-toe. And Scheifele able to bury once again, the overtime hero for the Bucks these playoffs. And that is some awesome stuff here, guys. So let's hop back into the simulation as we go away from home for games 3 and 4. So up 2-0 here in our series, as Janssen actually leading the way with points. As let's take a look at the AHL team. They are up against the Milwaukee Admirals, which is an awesome series. Going to be a battle over there, but it looked like Kuffner was back in the lineup there. So I want to make sure that we get the right changes, making sure the lineup is fully set for our AHL team, because I do want to win back-to-back Calder Cups. I feel like that would be really cool to see. But tip it back to 100% health here in these NHL playoffs, as we are up 2-0 here against the Florida Panthers. So game number 3 here, first one away from home. Are the Panthers going to be able to respond and get back in this series? They're up 2-1 after the first. Dickinson and Kiliev with the goals as Vasalainen for the Bucks. Quick sim period number 2, and this thing is pretty much over as we are down 5-1. 7-2 is your final there in game number 3. So the Panthers bounce back nicely to take a massive win there against your Nebraska Bucks. AHL squad, they're down 2-1 in the Calder Cup as well. So both teams needing a bounce back performance here in this series. As we look to get things going here in game number 4, we take a 3-2 lead here. Tippett, Tavares, Byfield on the goals as Zach Aston Reese and Kiliev there for the Panthers. Quick sim period number 2, Janssen on the goal. So we've got a 2-goal lead here heading into the third as we are heavily out shooting the Florida Panthers. So a nice bounce back performance in this game as Byfield able to bury Zach Aston Reese also with his second goal of the game. Pajot gets one here for the Panthers, so we are only up 1 in the third period. Are we going to be able to bury again? But Robbie Fabry ties this thing, and Leeson gets one for the Panthers as they get 4 goals in the third period. This could be a massive swing in these Stanley Cup Finals as Vasilinen ties the game. Holy smokes, what a crazy third period. So we're going to hop into this one and see if we can come away with a win. Here we are, guys. Start of game number 4 as this thing has been absolutely crazy going back and forth as the Panthers had a massive third period, so they definitely have the momentum. As a big hit there on Ekblad opens things up as Volchenkov looking for Tippett against his former team. And that was not Volchenkov, that was Vasilinen. He found Tippett, and Tippett able to bury against his former team who he's played for his entire career up until this point. And we take a massive lead here in this series. That was a huge goal. Nice feed there. That was Volchenkov. I'm wondering where Vasilinen was. He might be injured, which kind of sucks. But what a massive goal there from Tippett, shoveling that thing on a nice little forehand backhand move, giving us the series lead even more as we head into the next game looking to win this thing. So up 3-1 here in this series after our boy Tippett absolutely saving the day there as we gave up a massive 4-goal lead in the third period. But man, Vasilinen might be injured as well, but thankfully he is not. AHL squad, they tie their series up 2-2, so they are basically in a 3-game series. But this is it, guys. We can win the Stanley Cup here on home ice, up 3-1 against the Florida Panthers. And first period sim, we are up 5-3. This series is absolutely crazy. They've already pulled Leonard, which is huge because their backup goalie is only a 75 overall, which is crazy. So Saishian, Tartukin, Scheifele, Tippett. So Tippett having a good day here as we quick sim period number 2, and we're up 6-4 here on the Panthers. So we're going to slow sim up until I'd say about 5 minutes left in this game as we are up 7-4 now on the Bucks. Byfield getting an insurance marker there as time is expiring on the Florida Panthers this year as we are about to cap off a crazy year for the Nebraska Bucks as they actually get a quick one there. So with a minute left, we're going to hop into the simulation here and hopefully raise the Stanley Cup here on home ice. Here we are, guys, on home ice. The fans are buzzing. Oh, man, the atmosphere is great. Up 7-5 here with 2 minutes left to go in this game. And it's just a matter of holding on. We don't really need any more goals as, holy smokes, Sandin almost comes down and nip on the play there. As I just said, we don't need any more. We're most likely going to have a chance to get at least one more goal with an empty net opportunity as Sandin off to the races. And he's going to bury into the back of the net, boys, and there is no way we are losing this thing. Up 8-4. Oh my goodness, boys, this is awesome. Winning yet again another Stanley Cup as that's his first of the playoffs. Not really the goal scoring type, but he's able to get a nice little gift there with the empty net here against the Florida Panthers. Up 8-5 now here in this game, and there's no turning back. It's just a matter of waiting for the boys to toss their gloves here with 50 seconds left to go in this game. I don't know if they'll pull their goalie again. That would be an interesting move, but Barkov trying to get something back here, and it looks like they're not going to pull the goalie unless they get a quick goal here. Holy smokes, Barkov with the nip. I wouldn't really say it was a nip, but Carter Hart not strong enough there to stop Barkov from getting that goal. And they get one back, so 8-6 here. Again, this has been an extremely high-scoring series as Carter Hart just unable to hold on to that puck, as Barkov able to get the boys back on. So we can definitely expect another empty net situation here, and it's just a matter of if we can get another goal, or more importantly, we just need to hold on. We can't let the Panthers get back into this thing with 30 seconds left with a chance to win the cup on home ice, up 8-6. If they somehow find a way to come back, I would give them mad props. But a massive face-off win, but Taylor Hall steals it right away. We need to get a turnover here as Scheifele trying to get this puck out. Got to watch the back door. This is some nervy time. Here's Barkov. Oh no, this is crazy, guys. The Stanley Cup is in the building, and it's slipping through our hands right now, and it's 8-7. Barkov with the goal. The boys are falling apart here in the D zone. They're smelling the cup, but the Panthers just not willing to give this thing up. As with the empty net, they're able to get one there. Honan sleeping back door. I wish I could change our lines because we need to get that line off the ice ASAP. But 20 seconds left here. First line still out. Thankfully, they changed their line. 8-7. The real question is, do they pull their goalie? Big face-off win there is Tippett into the zone, gives it away, and here comes Eriksson Ek. Oh my goodness. Empty net. Can we get it? Can Tippett? Oh, they put their goalie back in. Back door! Oh my god, that's huge. Volchenkov on the goal. This is absolutely crazy, guys. I did not expect any goals hopping into this simulation right here with 2 minutes left in the game. And we've got 4 goals for each, or 2 for each team, but thankfully that's going to be the dagger for sure. There's no way they can get 2 more goals here with 15 seconds left in this game. As Volchenkov, the captain, and he's smelling it. He knows he's about to lift the cup, so comes up clutch there with the goal. 15 seconds left in this game. Again, there's no way we get another goal, or even the Panthers get another goal. So nice face-off win there from Scheifele. In the zone is Lautner. Can we get another goal? Oh my god. Almost getting another one here as time running out for the Panthers. And we are back on top as Stanley Cup champions. Last year disappointed with the President's Trophy win. This year we get the President's Trophy again, but we actually seal the deal in the Stanley Cup Finals, winning, I believe this is our 4th in franchise history, 4th in 6 years. And the boys are absolutely buzzing. I love this team, guys. They are awesome. I think the one thing that we've really been struggling with has been goaltending, which, again, we might make some changes this upcoming year, or we hold on to Carter Hart and see how he goes. But boys winning the Stanley Cup. Oh, I love to see it. Vasalainen getting it. I mean, Scheifele and Vasalainen loving how they were able to come over from the Winnipeg Jets and just hop on the wagon here in Nebraska as the fans on home ice. Once again, I believe this might have been our 2nd or 3rd on home ice that we've won, so definitely spoiling the fans here as Taylor Hall's got a little salt and pepper going as he's a little bit older. Walking through the handshake line. I'm intrigued to see who's going to get the Conn Smythe. I don't really know if it's going to go to Vasalainen or Janssen might get it. I really don't know who's going to get the Conn Smythe as we find out here, and it's going to be Vasalainen getting the Conn Smythe, which, I mean, good for him. 25 points. Great stuff. He was a plus 11, which is awesome to see. So pretty cool stuff getting him that trophy. But this is what it's all about, guys. The Stanley Cup, as our boy Volchenkov gets to lift it for his 2nd time in his career as the captain, 4th time overall. Really happy for him. Really happy for a lot of the guys that we brought in this year, such as Sandin and Tucker Tynan, getting a chance to go for the Stanley Cup. As there he is. He's won so many trophies in his time. Not too many individual awards, but he's won so many team trophies with 4 Stanley Cups and a bunch of President's trophies, and there it is, boys. Lifting the cup once again. Absolute dynasty, absolute crazy franchise, and Owen Tippett, he gets the first toss over, which is rightfully so, actually beating his former team in the Stanley Cup final. So what a massive addition there, actually replacing Koshe, which I feel like it was the right move to do. And Saishi in there getting a chance to be on camera with the cup. He wins another Stanley Cup in his career, which is awesome to see. But really happy for Tippett. He was a great addition He was a great signing as a replacement there for Kashe. As we get about to take the team picture here, guys, man, just can't say enough here about this team and what they've done and what we've accomplished. With all the ups and downs, I wouldn't really say we've had too many downs. I mean, we've had a few ups and downs here with not making the cup and winning as many as I wanted to, but I mean, 4 Stanley Cups is a dynasty for sure, guys. Carter Hart getting a chance to hoist the cup as well, which well-deserved. Kind of a tough year for him with injuries, but here's the team picture, guys. We got our boys Volchenkov, we got Byfield, we got Tippett in there, we've got Tucker Tynan, we got all the boys in there, so let's actually hop back into the simulation and see if our AHL team can pull through and win the Calder. So here we are, guys. We're actually down 3-2 for the Calder Cup, so we'll simulate through, because we haven't been watching these sims, which it is what it is, but we get through. Oh, we might have to watch this simulation, guys, as our top centerman or top winger was actually injured. Game 7 here for the Calder Cup. Burnaby Ace is looking to go back-to-back champions. As we'll get into the simulation here, down 3-0. There's no way we come back. That's unfortunate. Losing just barely there, trying to come back in the third, but the Burnaby Aces fall short, losing the Calder Cup in the final, which sucks to see, but hey, we won the Stanley Cup, guys, and that's what matters. But that's going to be it for today's episode. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to drop a like on this video. I hope you guys have a good one, and as always, stay dusty.